Hello guys, welcome back to TFD. Today we're diving into what could be a turning point for the Women's National Basketball Association, the Commissioner's future. Let's be real, the situation is not looking good for Cathy Engelbert right now. In my opinion, Cathy might not survive the storm as the WNBA Commissioner. Things have gotten messy ever since Napheesa Collier dropped that verbal bomb the other day, one that clearly carried the same fire and frustration that we've seen from Caitlin Clark, even if Clark herself didn't say it out loud. When one of the league's brightest stars like Caitlin Clark starts hinting at the need for new leadership, you know there's trouble brewing. The fan base is restless, the players are frustrated, and the calls for accountability are getting louder. But here's where things get even more interesting. The spotlight is starting to shift. People aren't just looking at Cathy Engelbert anymore. They're turning their attention toward NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, and that's a big deal. The moment people start suggesting that Silver might share some of the blame for what's happening in the WNBA, it's a sign that the pressure is spreading fast. If this narrative continues to grow, don't be surprised if there's a major shakeup soon. Once the NBA's top brass starts feeling the heat, Cathy Engelbert's time as commissioner might end sooner than expected. So yeah, buckle up. The next few weeks could define the future of the WNBA's leadership.
You see this? Yeah, this is from The Athletic. By the way, The Athletic is owned by the New York Times. Yikes. Yikes. You already know when they start reporting like this, it's serious. The pressure is officially on. It's officially boiling over. Cathy Engelbert might not just be the WNBA's past, she might not even be its present for much longer. It's a wrap. It's done. Absolutely done. Now, let's break this down. Under Cathy Engelbert's watch, the WNBA did pull off some major financial milestones. In 2022, she helped secure a $75 million capital raise, the league's first ever. Then $925 million in franchise fees? That's insane. The new buy-in price is now $250 million, up another $50 million from just last year. And in 2024 alone, the league generated $76 million in sponsorship revenue. Those are massive numbers on paper. But here's the problem. For a league closing in on 30 years old, they're still not turning a profit. Not one. So where's all that momentum leading? If you're a PR exec, you'd probably be typing up a press release about record-breaking sponsorships. But behind the curtain, it's chaos. Under Engelbert, sure, the WNBA had its biggest blow-up, but her support? Vanishing. She's got fewer allies than a vegan at a barbecue. Nobody, and I mean nobody, seems to be in her corner anymore. And now, even more concerning, the players are turning on her. That's the part that's lethal. Owners care about revenue. Players care about leadership, and when both sides stop backing you, it's game over. Remember, the commissioner doesn't technically work for the fans. She works for the owners, the same way Adam Silver works for the NBA owners. And here's the reality. WNBA ownership groups, they're done backing Cathy Engelbert. Earlier this week, Lynx star Napheesa Collier threw a bomb into the mix, calling WNBA leadership the worst in the world. She flat out torched Engelbert's reputation, accusing her of being disconnected, uncaring about players, and more focused on league image than real progress. That's not a light jab. That's a full-on call for a regime change. And get this, because Engelbert reports directly to Adam Silver, The Athletic actually reached out to NBA insiders to ask if her days are numbered. And privately, many of them said the same thing. Collier may have just set a wave in motion that accelerates what was already coming. Meaning she was already on her way out, now it's just going to happen faster. Even NBA owners, some of the same ones who have stakes in both leagues, are rumored to be fine with finding a new face to lead the WNBA. That's not normal. When the people who employ the commissioner are ready to move on, it's finished. Because remember, a commissioner is basically a spokesperson for ownership. When the owners stop standing behind you, your voice means nothing. And now here's where things get even uglier. The WNBA's growth in sponsorships and expansion might sound impressive, but inside sources are saying that doesn't erase the real issues. Collier exposed something deeper, that after 6 years, Engelbert hasn't built trust with either side. Players don't believe in her. Owners don't either. That's as bad as it gets. And the main complaint? her people skills. She's not approachable, not relatable, not communicative. For a league that prides itself on being socially active and politically aware, you can't have a commissioner who can't connect when moments get sensitive. The players are loud, social media is louder, but she stays quiet or tone deaf. And that's exactly what people are calling out. Multiple league insiders told The Athletic she just doesn't win the room. She doesn't have the charisma to inspire. She's dry, robotic, sometimes even dismissive. And in a world where leadership is half communication, that's a fatal flaw. The commissioner is supposed to rally people, make the players feel heard, and sell the league to the world. Instead, she often leaves people feeling unheard and unimpressed. And now here's the twist. The person quietly sitting behind all this? Adam Silver, the invisible hand. He's technically her boss, and that means when her leadership collapses, the blame doesn't stop at her. It drips up to him. Silver's reputation as a sharp, innovative leader in the NBA doesn't seem to be crossing over to the WNBA. Think about this. 42% of the WNBA is owned by the NBA, another 42% by the WNBA itself, and the remaining 16% by investors from that capital campaign. Many NBA owners sit in multiple ownership groups, so basically the NBA is the WNBA's main owner. So now we have to ask, does Adam Silver even want a strong, independent WNBA commissioner, or does he prefer one he can control? On Friday, Engelbert called Silver a great supporter, but read between the lines. She's publicly flattering him because privately she knows she needs him. Whoever leads the WNBA into the next CBA negotiations, the person in charge of player pay, media deals, and long-term vision, that person will be chosen largely based on what Adam Silver decides. And that's the catch, because the minute Adam Silver starts taking heat for this chaos, the minute people start connecting his name to the WNBA's dysfunction, that's when Engelbert is officially toast. Silver's not going to take the fall for her. He'll cut her loose before that happens. So when The Athletic, a New York Times-owned publication, starts dropping headlines like Engelbert may not even be the WNBA's present, yeah, that's the signal. This isn't a rumor anymore. It's a countdown. The league might be making money on paper, but the leadership is cracking under pressure. And once ownership turns cold and players start rebelling, the commissioner's chair gets icy fast. Cathy Engelbert's run may have started with optimism, investment, and record deals, but now it's ending with division, distrust, and a very public mutiny.
She's toast, plain and simple. Watch how this plays out. The moment the blame starts creeping up the ladder and people begin staring at him, Adam Silver won't sit there caking fire. He'll cut her loose fast, swoop in, and pose as the hero, the guy who fixed it before it got worse. Instant optics, instant applause. He goes from background villain to savior in one press release. Make no mistake, Silver isn't stepping into the crossfire for long. He learned from past scraps. The league got messy when players got political and the headlines stung. He packaged the recovery, drew a hard line, and reclaimed control. He's not about to let the WNBA's problems become the barnacle on his brand. So why would he take the fall or tick heavy shrapnel? He won't. And don't expect the players to bring Silver down either. Owners love him. He's the guy who negotiates big TV deals, expands markets, and keeps money flowing. Players can scream, protest, and demand change, and they should. But toppling Silver? That's not the realistic play here. The power and loyalty sit with the owners, and they protect their champion. Cathy Engelbert's in the hot seat because the room she's supposed to lead refuses to rally behind her. Players are frustrated. Owners are impatient. She hasn't built the soft power to absorb this kind of political and social pressure. So when the storm hits, she becomes the obvious scapegoat, the quick fix that preserves the bigger machine. Long story short, expect a fast, tidy executive swap, a decisive move that protects the NBA-WNBA relationship and lets Silver step in as the rescuer. Players get noise and promises, owners get a reset, and Engelbert gets the exit. That's the power math.